Look, I get it. For the longest time, a lot of US believed eggs were the ultimate protein food. I used to think the same thing. Every morning, I'd boil a couple of eggs, feeling proud of myself like I had just made the healthiest choice on the planet. And then one day, during a regular checkup, my doctor looked at me and asked if I was sure I was getting enough protein to protect my muscles. I actually laughed. I told him, of course. I eat eggs every day. He didn't laugh back. He just shook his head, and that moment changed the way I looked at food completely. What he explained to me was simple but honestly kind of shocking. Eggs are fine, but they only offer about 13 grams of protein per 100 grams. Not terrible, but far from impressive. Meanwhile, there are foods out there quietly offering double, triple, even 4 or 5 times that amount, foods most people barely pay attention to. And here's the part that stuck with me the most: once we hit 50 or 60, low protein doesn't just slow us down. It slowly steals our strength, shrinks our muscles, weakens our balance, and makes everyday life harder. So today, I want to walk you through a list of foods that deliver more protein than eggs and have the potential to protect your muscles as you age. I'm talking about everyday foods, not supplements, not powders with strange ingredients, just simple, real foods that have been hiding in plain sight. And wait until you hear the last one on this list. Researchers are exploring how it might help older adults rebuild muscle after major health events like strokes. It's pretty incredible. Before we dive in, I'd love to know where you're watching from and how your energy feels these days. Seriously, drop a comment. It means a lot to us, and we really do read them. Alright, let's jump in. One of the first foods people often overlook is Greek yogurt. I'm talking about the non-fat, strained kind that's thick, creamy, and surprisingly loaded with protein. It actually has way more than eggs when you compare equal amounts. Most people don't realize that the magic comes from the straining process. When the extra liquid gets removed, what's left behind is this rich, concentrated yogurt that your muscles absolutely love. And here's something interesting: research has shown that older adults who regularly include dairy-based protein can maintain muscle more effectively, especially when they combine it with something as simple as a daily walk. The best part? Greek yogurt is easy to use. Mix in berries, add a spoonful of seeds, blend it into a smoothie. There are so many ways to enjoy it without adding sugar or heaviness. Right behind it, we've got chickpeas. Now, this one surprises people all the time because chickpeas are usually known for being healthy, but not necessarily protein powerhouses. But they are. They quietly beat eggs when it comes to pure protein, and they offer something eggs don't have: fiber. And as we get older, fiber becomes a big deal, digestion slows down, inflammation creeps in, and energy dips. Chickpeas help with all of that. They even contain minerals like magnesium that help your muscles contract properly. Soaking them overnight makes them easier to digest and boosts their nutrition. Whether you blend them into hummus, roast them for a crunchy snack, or toss them into soups, they're one of the simplest ways to increase your daily protein without much effort. Now let's talk quinoa. It's small, it's simple, and it's one of the few plant foods that naturally contains all 9 essential amino acids. That means your body can actually use its protein to rebuild muscle. A lot of people don't know this, but quinoa is especially rich in lysine, an amino acid older adults tend to need more of. Lysine plays a role in muscle repair, bone support, and even collagen production. Cook it in broth instead of water, add spices, toss in veggies, or use it in place of rice. Quinoa is versatile and genuinely helpful when eaten regularly. Moving up the list, we hit pumpkin seeds. These tiny things pack an impressive amount of protein, nearly double what you'd get from eggs, and they come loaded with minerals like magnesium, zinc, and iron. As we age, these minerals matter more than ever because they help with everything from muscle recovery to energy production. There's even evidence that foods rich in these nutrients can help lower chronic inflammation, something that makes muscle loss faster and more noticeable. Raw pumpkin seeds sprinkled on yogurt, oatmeal, or blended into seed butter are an easy, delicious upgrade. Then there's tempeh, one of the strongest plant proteins you can eat. It's not just the amount of protein that makes it special, it's the fermentation. When food is fermented, it becomes easier to digest, and your body can absorb nutrients more efficiently. That's a big deal for older adults because digestion generally slows down with age. Tempeh also provides all essential amino acids, plus a good dose of leucine, the amino acid that basically tells your muscles, hey, it's time to rebuild. A healthy gut helps your body use protein better, so tempeh brings benefits on multiple levels. Slice it, sauté it, crumble it into stir-fries, it has a hearty, satisfying texture that works with almost any recipe. Next comes spirulina, a deep green algae that delivers an incredible amount of protein in small servings. It's highly absorbable, meaning your muscles don't have to work very hard to use it. It also contains unique antioxidants that may help soothe inflammation, which supports muscle recovery. You don't need a lot, just a teaspoon mixed into a smoothie, oatmeal, or a snack can make a difference when you use it consistently. Think of spirulina as a tiny but powerful boost rather than a big meal. Then we've got hemp seeds, which bring even more protein and a clean, complete amino acid profile. They're incredibly easy to digest, gentle on the stomach, and they come with healthy fats that support joints, heart health, and overall energy. Hemp seeds have this naturally soft, mild flavor that blends into anything, smoothies, salads, roasted vegetables, you name it. They support muscle maintenance in a way that feels effortless. Now for something a little different, seitan. If you haven't tried it before, it's basically wheat protein. It's chewy, dense, and surprisingly satisfying, almost like meat. And it delivers a huge amount of protein. Because it's made almost entirely from gluten, it's easy for the body to absorb, assuming, of course, that you're not gluten sensitive. A lot of people over 50 have trouble digesting heavy meats, but seitan offers that immediate feeling without the heaviness. Cook it like you would stir-fry strips, roast it with spices, or add it to bowls. It's a flexible, high-protein option that works well in many dishes. As we get close to the top of the list, things get interesting. Parmesan cheese, especially the aged kind, offers significantly more protein than eggs, but the way your body absorbs that protein is what makes it stand out. When cheese ages, the proteins break down into smaller components that your body can use more easily. That's perfect for older adults who may have trouble digesting dense protein sources. Parmesan also contains leucine, which supports muscle building. A few tablespoons sprinkled over warm vegetables, pasta, or soups can give you a surprisingly strong protein boost without eating a huge amount. And finally, the number one high-protein food that most Americans never think about, dried fish powder. It sounds unusual, but it's simply lean fish that's been dehydrated until nothing but the protein remains. The result is an incredibly concentrated, easy-to-digest protein source that blends smoothly into everyday meals. Even small amounts offer a noticeable boost. It's gentle on the stomach, stores well, and works beautifully for older adults who struggle with chewing tougher foods or don't feel hungry often. Add it to soups, stews, mashed vegetables, or savory oatmeal, yes, oatmeal, and it disappears right into the dish while delivering real muscle support. When you look at all these foods together, you realize something powerful. Protein isn't about bodybuilding or eating giant chicken breasts every day. It's about maintaining the strength you need to stay independent, mobile, and energetic as the years go by. Even one small change, a spoonful of seeds, a better breakfast choice, swapping in a higher protein grain, can make a real difference when you stick with it. So, which one of these foods are you excited to try first? Drop a comment because your answer might inspire someone else who's trying to stay strong and healthy. And if this helped you rethink protein even a little, hit that subscribe button. I break down health topics like this every week in a way that's simple, honest, and actually useful. Stick around, because taking care of your body isn't about luck, it's about what you choose to put on your plate.